I apologize if I misleaded you into thinking that there was actually a part four of the Pants saga. The part four actually is going back in time to the flights out, because again, that 24 hours between when I left my house and got to Colorado Springs was very eventful. So I want to tell you a story about karma. So got into Chicago. My flight into Chicago, we were at least an hour and a half, if not 2 hours late. I don't really remember. It's all a blur. And the whole time on the plane, you can watch you can watch the trajectory of your own flight, but you can also check your connection. And so I'm watching. I'm like, I got 15 minutes before they close the gate, close the doors on the plane I had to get on. And it just kept kind of bumping that way. Like we were later, later, later. But that flight kept getting delayed, delayed, delayed. So like I kept having this little sliver of hope the whole time. Landed in Chicago. My flight hadn't left yet. It is way over, is way delayed. I was probably the only person, which this does play into the whole story. I'm sure I was a little bit more chipper than everyone else. I was the only person in the waiting area who was actually, I'm not going to go with happy, but who was not irate at the delay because I went and made it had it not been for the delay. So there was a woman there who was Karening out a little bit. Glad I didn't call her that. Foreshadowing. Because, but, blame, this isn't the quote I remember most is, don't tell me this is an airport issue. This isn't an airport issue. This is a United issue. This isn't a weather issue. It was snowing like crazy. This is a United issue. And I pulled out my phone. I'm tired. I'm salty. I am not proud of my behavior. Maybe a little bit. I'm not proud of my behavior. However, it's funny. So I pulled out my phone and pretended to film because I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go viral. And I just wanted her. No, I was dispensing justice, not my job. Anywho, again, karma. And so she looks at me and does one of these. And I was like, then don't fly United. And she goes, well, I'm a super duper diamond platinum deluxe member on Americans. I don't fly United. And I was like, and yet here you are. And literally I did say that. And she was just not happy with me. And she said, what's your problem? And I looked at her and again, I'm very calm. I'm sitting, I'm like, I'm blase. And I was like, I'm just matching your energy. And she looks at me and she goes, pfft. And granted, we know what jeans I'm wearing, right? And a hoodie. Like, I don't look like, I'm easily dismissed. I'm not going to lie. She goes, I don't think you even know what that means. And I looked at her and okay, I lied a little. And I said, and I laughed. I was like, my PhD in psychology begs to differ. And she looks at me and she's like, oh, well, I have a PhD too. So we don't need to compare degrees. And I was like, okay, diamond platinum. And then it just fizzled out, whatever. I went back to crushing candy. I don't know what she did, but how you could just feel the vibe, right? Like she wasn't proud of how she acted. I wasn't outwardly doing anything. So although I wasn't proud of how I acted, I wasn't projecting that because I was just playing on my phone. But she was like being so chummy and cordial and chipper with people after that. And I'm like, mission accomplished. Look what I did. So we start boarding, and of course she's in group one, because she's apparently super duper platinum on United, which she never flies anyway. And I was not. And so you could tell a lot of people had either bailed or missed their flights or whatever. It wasn't all that full. So as I'm walking, I am in row 21. I have all the way to go. And, and as I'm walking back, cause I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to pass her. And obviously I'm going to pass her. I'm going to say something, but I was just like, I'm going to pass her. I wonder if we'll make eye contact. I wonder if, whatever. And then, so I get to like row 12 and I'm like, I haven't passed her yet. And in my head, I'm like, boy, wouldn't it be a thing if I was sitting next to her? Yep. Yep, sure would. So once I got to the point where I could see row 21, she is indeed in the aisle seat, and I had the window. So, and you know how you are in the aisle seat. You're half paying attention because you know you're gonna have to get up for somebody, but she's involved in something else. So I get to I am grinning like this because it is funny, objectively funny, and so she notices, there's a human here. Oh, it must be someone waiting for me to get up. She looks up at me, and I looked at her and I said, "Karma hates us." So we were both over it. And it was fine. We treated each other as one does to seatmates, and perhaps a little bit better. She offered to take my coat to put it in the overhead when she put hers in, and so it was fine. Um, and so again, the karma thing, one is the fact that I had to sit next to her. But what are the odds? What are the odds that we leave Chicago for Colorado Springs, two large cities? The first day of the conference, I'm walking down one of the hallways, and she was there. So we were both at the same conference. I think she's a vendor. So I'm going to go find her booth and heckle her.